Happy New Year, Phoenix Suns fans. The Phoenix Suns get a W to close out the year, the calendar year 2023. What an exciting game it was, Phoenix Suns fans. Oh my goodness, we have so much to talk about. Thank you all for being here. The Suns have now won 3 in a row. Count them. 1, 2, 3 in a row. And I absolutely love it, Suns fans. I know that there was a rough stretch there where it seemed like the world was falling and everything was, coming crashing down, but that all changed with, one player, Bradley Beal, coming back, and that all changed with a couple star players, well, at least one on record, Eric Gordon, speaking up, and now look at us, 3 in a row. And for all you vibes people out there, the vibes are a lot better. You know what I mean? So we are going to talk about this. We are going to react to this. And I do appreciate everybody who is tuning in, whether you are watching on YouTube or Twitter or Facebook. I do appreciate all of the support. Check out all my social media links down below in the description. And again, we got lots to talk about here. So we're just going to dive right into it. The Phoenix Suns get the W. 112-107 in a game that was kind of full of runs. And don't get me wrong, we are definitely going to talk about the things that the Suns need to improve on, but we're really going to focus just on a lot of the good things that I saw out there. So if you're not really like a positive person and you want to focus on what the Suns did wrong, that's probably later in the show. I'm going to focus on a lot of the things that the Suns did right tonight. Because in my opinion, that's kind of what I think Frank Vogel and them should be talking about. I mean, I know they will go over, the negative stuff, but I want to focus on what they did right out there. And what they did right out there was a lot of good things. And speaking of that, a lot of that was just as simple and as easy as this sounds. I know this isn't like the best analysis here, but it was just the offense and the rate that they were scoring at. I mean, maybe I heard on the broadcast wrong. Somebody fact check me here. And I hope this doesn't sound too over the top, but I swear to God that after the broadcast, they said that the Phoenix Suns being like all 5 of their starters being like in double digits was like the first time since like 2005. Maybe I'm like overreacting with that. It sure felt like that. I know that's the first time all season that the Phoenix Suns starters have been in double figures. I think it was by halftime, not during the game, obviously, but it was the first time Phoenix Suns starters have been in double digits by halftime since 2005. I probably butchered that fact right there, but it certainly seems true because we all know that was the first time this season. This was just one of those nights where it just seemed, to an extent, don't get me wrong, we will get into some of the negatives, but it just seemed like a lot of things clicked. And I feel like the last 3 games, which have all been W's, that's sort of how it's been. And don't get me wrong, Phoenix Suns fans, this isn't like we beat the Charlotte Hornets. This was a really good Orlando Magic team. And as Bradley Beal, who, yes, played awesome tonight, his best game as a Phoenix Sun, by the way, Bradley Beal even said it, that the Orlando Magic are a playoff team. And as Bradley Beal said, they made us work. That's what Bradley Beal said. And I knew that was going to happen. I was talking to a friend earlier on the phone. I was like, I hope Phoenix Suns fans are ready for this Magic game because they are really damn good. And don't be surprised if they make the playoffs. And don't be surprised if they are a tough first round exit. And I'm serious, Suns fans, that this Magic team is really good. It's a good thing we only play them twice a year. You know what I mean? So shout out to the Orlando Magic. And I don't know much about their head coach. I think his name is Jamal Mosley, but he is doing a great job coaching that team. I believe right after the game, he went right up to Bradley Beal, gave him a hug, and they had a chat for a little bit. So shout out to him. All right, you guys, I can't believe we're already 6 minutes in, and I haven't even cracked open my drink. It's been a while since I've done a live show. I've kind of been having fun with the videos again, which, by the way, I appreciate all that support. But you know what? It's New Year's. Not going to lie to you guys. I've had a drink already and I'm going to keep drinking. It's the new year. Let's celebrate, y'all. I got a good old Budweiser here, but don't worry. I'm drinking some water. It's okay, Suns fans. Don't worry. Everything's going to be okay. So, yeah, let's crack one of these open. Let me know in the comments what you're doing for New Year's. Let me know what you're drinking, the beverage of your choice. Even if you're just drinking chocolate milk, I don't know. Let me know in the comments. So, with that being said, cheers, and we'll dive into this. Happy New Year, Suns fans. Oh, delicious. You guys know me. Excuse me. I like to start with the first quarters. You guys know that. I like to do that on these shows. And I'm going to talk specifically about just certain things that I saw from specific players. And then we'll dive into the stats and more takeaways and, you know, and I'll try to get you guys' comments and questions. And by the way, I appreciate everybody that's in here. I mean, you know, I know PHNX is live right now, Suns Jam, etc. You guys are all awesome for tuning in to me. Even if you're watching later, I love you guys. Anyways, all right, let's start with the first quarter. Kevin Durant was doing Kevin Durant things out there. And again, I'm just specifically focusing on kind of the first half, first quarter here. Attacking early and often, got a couple nice midi shots to start off the game, couple highlight dunks. There was one specific play that Kevin Durant had where he had really good defense on, I hope I'm pronouncing this name right, Goga Batatse. I hope I said his name right. He went up. Kevin Durant just kind of had both arms up. They collided. He pretty much declined the ball. And then that actually led to a Kevin Durant highlight dunk. I'm going to talk about Bradley Beal kind of here last because, again, he did have his best game as a Phoenix Sun. Just one specific play from Devin Booker here. I guess I am kind of talking about Bradley Beal here because it involves Bradley Beal. Devin Booker made a nice three, which was assisted by Bradley Beal. And then I believe like maybe a minute later, Booker drew in the defense. Beal was right behind him, wide open. And Booker just trusted him, dished it off to Bradley Beal, hit the three. That was around the 8:03 mark of the first quarter. Let's go to Yusuf Nurkic real quick. He had a nice little handoff from Grayson Allen, just took the ball, dribbled, put his shoulder down, dribble, took it up on Batatse, laid it up and in. He had a couple of those tonight. As Eddie Johnson called them, straight gangster. Look, I'm not trying to start beef with DeAndre Ayton stands out there, but I don't remember DeAndre Ayton doing that much in his career in Phoenix. Just taking the ball, putting his back behind the basket, dribbling, throwing an elbow, and just laying it up and in. You know what I mean? Like, that's what makes Yusuf Nurkic so awesome for this team. And speaking of Nurkic, I want to read a tweet here from Shane Young. And trust me, there's so much more I could say about Nurkic and how great he has been all season. And I just want to pull up this tweet. I'm literally looking at it on my phone right here just to make sure I'm not butchering it. But Shane Young had a great tweet here about Yusuf Nurkic. And he said, oops, that's not it. He had a lot of great tweets tonight. Technical difficulties. But pretty much what Shane Young said, as I lost the tweet before I could even read it to you guys, was that Yusuf Nurkic has been a really good fit. And speaking of that, he said, got to admit, Nurkic has been quite a beast offensively, fits this role like a glove. What did Yusuf Nurkic, if I remember correctly, was it in the Rockets game where because of the big three and all the spacing that we saw and the ball movement and the trust of this team allowed Yusuf Nurkic just to feast, to not only get the ball, but to do things with it, score, get offensive rebounds, be a beast in the paint. As Spencer says, Dama Nurkic is here. Like, he has been fantastic. And as Shane Young said, is just fitting like a glove. And I have more on Yusuf Nurkic later, by the way, because I actually have a tweet that I want to show you guys that he put out, I think like a couple days ago. Nurkic has been awesome. And again, that's just one specific play. And he had a couple of those, like, put his shoulder down, drive up, post up, and just lay it up and in and score. Speaking of Nurkic, by the way, I'll get to the stats at some point, but Nurkic tonight, 33 minutes, 8 for 17 from the field, but he had 19 points, 13 boards, 3 assists, and only 1 turnover. He's been awesome, you guys. Like, love or hate Nurkic, he has been awesome and consistent for this team. And I just love it. You know, he's been fantastic. All right. Let's talk about Bradley Beal. Holy crap, Bradley Beal. Welcome to the Phoenix Suns. This felt like Bradley Beal's real first game as a Sun. You know what I mean? This was obviously his best game as a Sun, no question. And you might look at the box score and be like, yeah, he was really good on offense. But guess what? He was great on defense. That's not just me saying it. It's not Suns Twitter just saying it. The broadcast was saying it. And just go back and look at the highlights. I think, you know, myself included, we forget how like long and sort of athletic Bradley Beal is. He's like, what, 6'4", but he's got a long wingspan. And as we kind of saw tonight, has that like burst and speed, which really helps on the defensive end. And tonight we saw that. And even if it was just Bradley Beal just competing on defense, which we need a lot more of that, by the way, I will take it. Bradley Beal was great tonight. You know, as I mentioned before with Devin Booker, you know, he had 1 assist from Booker, which led to a 3. And then, like I mentioned, Book drew in the defense, passed it out to Bradley Beal for the wide open 3. But that wasn't just it. Early in the game, Bradley Beal was showing a lot of aggressiveness. He was really fast in this game. He was attacking. He had a couple middies from like 15, 16 feet. I believe early in the game, he had 9 points on 4 for 4 shooting and just kept cooking from there. In the third quarter, he had that boom room dunk, as Kevin Ray said, where he would just drive on the fast break and just throw it down. And again, just saying that Bradley Beal was aggressive tonight is an understatement. Saying that Bradley Beal was getting good looks and not only taking but making good shots is an understatement. Bradley Beal was fantastic tonight. 25 points in 35 minutes. Guess how many shots he missed tonight, Suns fans? 3. Bradley Beal was 10 for 13 from the field tonight. Now, you know, only was 1 for 2 from 3. Whatever. You know, maybe you want to see those threes go up a bit. Whatever. He was 10 for 13 from the field. He had 25 points and 2 assists. Now, again, there's always things to nitpick, and I'm sure Suns fans in the comments will have some kind of thing to nitpick about his game. I don't care. Tonight was a great Bradley Beal game, and it just shows the potential of this big 3. And I don't mean to sound petty, and I don't mean to sound bitter or salty, but for all you Bradley Beal trade haters who are in my comments all the time, this should be a reminder of why we traded for Bradley Beal and how good he can be. And the scary thing is, this wasn't even his best game. This isn't going to be his best game. And as the big 3 as a whole, and as the Phoenix Suns as a team, this wasn't even the best game. That's what's scary. That's why you trade for a guy like Bradley Beal, Suns fans. And on that note, I think that deserves a drink right there. Cheers. As Spencer says, because he's killing it in the comments, an active, quote, big 3 makes Nurkic a better scorer too. Exactly. Now, real quick, I don't mean to get negative. Nurkic maybe needs to be a little more consistent with taking smarter shots when he's left wide open. especially the three, which we know he's not, he's not a 3-point shooter. He can hit the three, but he's not really going to do it much. Just saying, if he's going to be left wide open, he's got to be a little more consistent. He kind of needs to compete a little more on the defensive end, but don't get me wrong, Spencer, I 100% agree. It makes him a better scorer, and he's been fantastic. Just wanted to say that. Anyways. All right, let's keep going on here because I got a lot of notes and we got so much to talk about. The first quarter, like I mentioned, I know we're still in the first quarter, and I'll eventually skip through it. I just kind of going through the notes and everything. At one point in this game, it was 16-9. I believe the Suns were on a 10-0 run, and then I think the Magic went on a 10-2 run at some point of their own. But there were points in this game where, I think the biggest lead might have been 16. The Suns did a great job of not really keeping the lead, which is a negative I'll get to eventually, but building a lead. And even if the Magic kind of fought and clawed back, the Suns did a great job of just building more leads. A lot of that, again, was just due to their offense. But one thing that I've really been critical about the Phoenix Suns this year, and again, I know it's just one game, is their defense. And look, I'll talk about it in the negatives later, but especially in that fourth quarter, let me repeat that, especially in that fourth quarter, holy cow, the defense was great. I don't know what it was. This was just one of those good defensive nights where guys just seemed active. They seemed alert. They had their hands out. They were competing on defense. If I heard the broadcast correctly, the Magic shot, and I just want to make sure I'm getting this right because I wrote down, they were 3 for 13 over the last 7:30 of the game. And that was all because of the Phoenix Suns defense. And again, obviously they weren't making shots, but you got to credit the defense because of that. The Magic went 3 for 30 in the last 7:30 of this game. Or 3 for 13, excuse me. You guys know what I'm saying. I'm sorry. But, we've been criticizing this team a lot about the fourth quarter collapses. And, here and there we saw it, blown leads here and there, and the Magic getting back into this game. And again, real quick, not to sound negative, I'm just saying, even Bradley Beal at the end of this game was talking to the broadcast lady and said, our defense has to be better. So he gets it. But I'm just saying, the fourth quarter defense was really good. And you could maybe argue a good chunk of this game defensively for the Suns was really good. And I think that has to be addressed because, again, you guys, I have been criticizing this team, and I'm going to criticize them later about bad defense, allowing guys just to get to the paint. And don't get me wrong, we'll talk about it, but the defense tonight was great. Will says, Beal just being on the floor is huge. Eases the pressure off KD and Book. Amen, Will. Thank you for saying that. Especially when they would each normally be alone with the bench. Exactly. Oh, we're going to talk about the bench later, but I totally agree with you. Shout out to my guy, Cody. Appreciate you being here, man. He says, don't forget to roundhouse kick the like button, Hulk smash that, subscribe. I appreciate you being here, Cody. He also says, Happy New Year, Brandon. Well, Happy New Year to you, Cody. Appreciate you being here, man. And Happy New Year to all of you Suns fans. Thank you guys so much for being here. I know there's a lot of great Suns content, and you guys are here supporting me, and I truly do appreciate it, even if you're just watching later. By the way, if you guys are a big movie fan, do me a huge favor, y'all. Go check out my guy, Dude Who Loves Movies. One of the biggest movie fans I've ever met in my life. Also a great guy. I've known my friend Cody for years. Shout out to him, man. Go check out his channel, Dude Who Loves Movies. All right, let's continue on here. Let's kind of go down the board, if you will. Kevin Durant. I mean this as a compliment. And I think this is a good thing, Suns fans. I really do. Kevin Durant played 39 minutes tonight. Had 31 points, 5 assists, 5 boards. By the way, Kevin Durant had 0 turnovers. I believe maybe last game had like 1. Been lowering the turnovers since he talked about it. 31 minutes, 5 assists, 0 turnovers, 12 for 21 from the field. And I mean this as a compliment, but sort of a quiet yet efficient night, sort of like against the Rockets. And I love that. Like the fact that Kevin Durant can just do Kevin Durant things out there, you know, literally walk into threes, walk into mid-range shots, have a couple highlight dunks here and there, compete on defense, and we can just win the game. And the story kind of be about other players. That is an amazing weapon to have. Kevin Durant was awesome tonight. And he's not even like the story because we're just so used to seeing that from Kevin Durant, which again, you guys can call me bitter. You can call me salty in the comments. That's why you trade for a guy like Kevin Durant, who is a superstar, who should be in the MVP conversation despite our record, and is an all-star this year. And so is Devin Booker. I can't believe I didn't even play KD's drop. It's been a while since I've done a live show, so I'm a little rusty. Let's play Kevin Durant's drop, and then we'll talk about Devin Booker. So I'll probably play Devin Booker's drop after this. Yeah, it's been a while since I've played the KD or Booker drop. And, you know, I feel like in a way, KD deserved the drop more than Booker, but Booker wasn't too bad tonight. Excuse me, I got to burp real quick. Excuse me. I feel like he might have gone a little cold in the second half, if you will, sort of. But still was really good out there. I mean, he had 21 points tonight, 37 minutes, 7 for 17 from the field, 3 for 8 from 3, 5 assists. You could maybe make the argument that not necessarily that the Suns have gone like away from point book, because I still think the playmaking is a little underrated, and he's averaging like 8 assists, I believe, on the year. But like Kevin Durant has been doing a lot of the playmaking and assisting, even though he only had 5 assists. I believe like last game, he had like 11. He might have had like 10 the previous game and everything, but it's okay to have Kevin Durant as sort of your like point guard. And if Booker wants to do a little playmaking here and there, that's fine, because Booker earlier in the year and not too long ago was great as a point guard, or in the point guard role, I guess you could say. And he still finished with 5 assists and only 1 turnover. So by the way, as a team tonight, Suns fans, you guys know I've been harping on the Suns for this. I always do. It doesn't matter what team's out there. Doesn't matter if it was the team, you know, from last year before the KD trade or the team from 5 years ago. I hate turnovers. If you turn over the ball, you're probably going to lose. Guess what, Suns fans? We had 6, count them, 6 turnovers tonight. That is amazing. And I know that makes a guy like Frank Vogel happy. 6 turnovers. We need more of that. It's pretty much impossible to not turn the ball over during a game. If you do, you're a very lucky team, or you had a lucky game. But I will take 6 turnovers. If we can lower the amount of turnovers, we're going to be tough to beat, Suns fans. Speaking of that, you know, turnovers and all that, we had 21 assists tonight, which, you know, you want to be higher. Like, I think we had like 34 last game, if I remember correctly. But, you know, that's okay. I'll take the 21 turnovers and 21 assists and 6 turnovers. I don't know what I'm talking about. You guys know me. Let's get to a comment real quick while I gather my thoughts. Great win. But defense is still a problem. I'll talk about that in a minute. Bench is so bad, especially Eric Gordon. Did not get open looks, same as Metu. Udoka played like no minutes. I feel like Book ball hogged a bit. A little bit. Booker tends to do that, not necessarily ball hog, but I think he tries to play like hero ball. Will sometimes step into shots that he is capable of hitting, but maybe it's like the wrong time to kind of hit that shot, But I pretty much agree with you. Sorry to get negative there, but it is kind of true. Let's just talk about it. The bench. I'll just say this, Suns fans. I don't want to sound too cocky or conceited, but it's true. It's not just Eric Gordon either. The only player to score off the bench tonight was Chimezie Metu. 17 minutes, 3 for 7 from the field, only had 6 points. Had 6 rebounds, by the way. Dude's a really good rebounder, by the way. He was our only player off the bench to score. And I don't want to sound too cocky or conceited, but it's true. Let's say like Eric Gordon, who was 30 minutes tonight, 0 for 3. I hope he doesn't come out again to Chris Haynes and start complaining about not getting touches, but let's say he hits like 10 or 12 points, right? And let's say they play like a Keita Bates Diop tonight or a Yuta or a Saban Lee, for example. Let's say they contribute 5 points. Let's say Okogie maybe hits 1-3. This probably would have been a blowout. I'm just saying. And again, 30 minutes for Eric Gordon, was 0 for 3. There was one specific 3 where he kind of had to throw it up because the shot clock was about to expire. I don't know. Again, I hope he doesn't complain about the lack of touches, but the counterpoint to that is that, KD, 31, Nurkic, 19, Bradley Beal, 25, Grayson Allen, who I thought was really good in this game. He had 10 points. Devin Booker, 21. I mean, the starters legit carried us. So, there's things to improve on, which I guess we can kind of segue into that now. But I'm just saying, if Eric Gordon contributes a little more, maybe Metu, let's say like a Josh Okogie, or let's say like somebody off the bench who didn't play tonight, contributes like 6 to 9 points, we probably blow out the Magic, which is not easy to do because they're really good on defense. And as Bradley Beal said, they are a playoff team. Let me take a sip of my beer. We'll dive into the negatives. We'll get to some comments and we'll kind of wrap up the show. Cheers. Delicious. Happy New Year, Suns fans. You guys doing all right? I got a lot of notifications going on from Twitter and everything. By the way, tonight was Kevin Durant's 14th 30-point game of the season. That's awesome. Sorry, just clearing the notifications, the noties. Follow me on Twitter, by the way, if you guys aren't already. All right. As you guys have probably discussed in the chat already, and I do appreciate you all being here. I really do. I know there's only 14 of you in here right now, but 14 feels like 1,400. You know what I mean? So I appreciate you guys being here. All right. The negatives. Obviously, the defense. Even though it was better, it really was. Tonight's defense was better. But like, for example, and I am reading off some notes here, Paolo Banchero, who, by the way, if you guys don't know, is a star. I know he's only in his second year. I know he won Rookie of the Year. You're probably like, Suns Geek, slow down, bro. He's only in his second year. No, seriously. Paolo Banchero is a star. For example, with the Suns' bad defense. Like, the dude had his first 7 points of the game and was just scoring at will, whether it was like a 3, driving to the basket, which I'm going to criticize the hell out of the Suns for that in a minute. The dude just got whatever he wanted in the first half. And then if it wasn't Paulo, it was Franz Wagner, who Look, I don't know if he'll ever be an all-star, but maybe borderline all-star. That's how good Franz Wagner is. The dude is he's literally the definition of a Swiss Army knife. And I mean that. Like, he is that good. Like, he took over in the second half. And again, just times where the Magic would go on these runs that kept them in the game was really because of, one, offensive rebounding, but two, just any player can just slither into the rim and just score. And it's really frustrating, man. Like, I don't get it. And it's not just that, it's the offensive rebounding. Like, there was one play, moment or sequence, maybe in the second quarter, if I remember correctly, where like it was Jalen Suggs. No, it might have been Jalen Suggs and Cole Anthony, who, by the way, are not, big men. They're guards, who would jump super high, grab the offensive rebound, give the Magic another possession. That happened like back to back. Just so many offensive boards. There was one play in particular, and I wrote it down, where somebody took the shot. I think it was Franz Wagner. There was 4 Phoenix Suns in the paint, just swarming the paint. Franz Wagner got the offensive rebound, drove in, laid it up and in, bucket and one. Just stuff like that. Like, I don't know why the Suns can't secure an offensive rebound. And it did clean up. It did clean up in the second half, because if I'm looking at it here, the Magic only had 8 offensive rebounds, which all were in the first half. So credit to the Suns for that. They allowed the Magic to have 0 offensive rebounds in the second half. 0. But they allowed 8 in the first half. And we all know all season long it's been an issue. So that's why I'm kind of harping on them. You know what I mean? Like, I'm harping on the Suns really just for all season long, the offensive rebounding. But again, I guess a big takeaway is that they allowed 0 offensive rebounds in the second half. That is huge. I don't remember the last time that's ever happened. So shout out to the Suns for that, man. Let me just make sure I'm not missing anything here. And again, the defense is still bad. It needs to be addressed. Bradley Beal, back-to-back post games, has said the defense is trash. And I'm not even joking. Like, I'm about to upload a quick little clip. He said this on his first game back. I meant to do this sooner, but I completely forgot. This was Bradley Beal the other night, and then he even said it again tonight on the broadcast. This is what Bradley Beal said about the defense, and it's hilarious, and you all need to watch it. Listen to this.
Defense was a little bit trash, but
let's listen to it again, because that's just an amazing quote.
Defense was a little bit trash, but
I legit could listen to that clip like 1,000 times. I'm not even joking. And he didn't say the word trash tonight, but he said, like, the defense still needs work. And he's right. Speaking of Bradley Beal after the game, as I mentioned like twice already, he mentioned the Magic are a playoff team. He said they made us work. But what I like too is Bradley Beal's been talking about how he doesn't want to step on anyone's toes, but he also is being more aggressive. And we definitely saw that tonight. We saw a more explosive Bradley Beal, a more aggressive Bradley Beal. And I like that. Like, if Bradley Beal is going to be, quote, like selfish or step on toes, I think that's okay, because it makes the Suns a little more lethal. And one thing I like, and I'm kind of paraphrasing what he said, but I specifically remember him saying this. He said, I am here for a reason. Like, Bradley Beal is here for a reason. And we saw that tonight. And look, it's not going to be pretty every game from here on out. We're just entering the month of January, which is crazy, by the way. Like, we still have so much basketball yet to be played, but at the same time, it's January. We're in trade season. We just saw a big trade go down with OG Anunoby going to the Knicks, by the way. But it's still a lot of basketball left to be played. Like in March, we're gonna be having a completely different conversation. You know what I mean? Still lots of ball left to be played. Which, by the way, Suns fans, just a friendly reminder here that basketball season goes fast. So please appreciate these games. Please watch them. You know what I mean? Like, basketball season goes so fast, and then it's like the middle of like August, and Suns fans are like, "Oh, why isn't Suns basketball on?" Because it's the off season, and the season goes by fast. So appreciate these games. Anyways, I guess what I'm trying to say is that Grayson Allen's talked about it, Bradley Beal's talked about it, Frank Vogel, Booker, all of them have talked about it. That it is going to take time. And the fact that we haven't even seen this like big three at their best, not even at their peak, is what is scary. And I think, excuse me, and I think it should excite Suns fans. You know what I mean? Let me just make sure I'm not missing anything here. Just going to read you guys some notes. Then we will kind of dive into the stats. I think I kind of read you all of the notes that I wanted to read. Yeah, for the most part, I pretty much did. Let's dive into the numbers. If you guys have any comments, questions, concerns, get them in right now. Let me know what you're doing for New Year's, by the way. Then we'll kind of wrap up the show. Let's read you guys some stats here. The Suns shot 50% from the field tonight. The Magic shot very well, 46.7%. So if you round it out, 48%. The Suns, I believe in the first half, were shooting really good from three. Not the greatest night from three, but the Magic didn't really have a great night from three either. 32% from the Magic, 29% from the Suns, 8 for 27. I know that's like terrible, but like I've seen worse from the Suns. Like, I'll take those 8 threes. Obviously not great, but it is what it is. We lost the rebounding battle tonight, unfortunately, 45-35. But again, 8 of those offensive rebounds were from the Magic in the first half, and then they had 0 in the second half. That is a huge improvement. 21 assists tonight for the Suns, 22 for the Magic. Only 6 turnovers for the Suns, 18 fast break points. Only lost the points in the paint battle, 58-56. And we had 17 fouls. So, again, not the prettiest game, not the ugliest game either. Pretty damn good game. Like I mentioned, Paulo Banchero is the superstar, 28 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists. Franz Wagner, borderline all-star sometimes, 27, 7, and 6. They had a lot of bench contributors tonight. Wendell Carter had a lot of open shots. He was 3 from 3, 17 points. Cole Anthony, I thought, played very well, 13 and 5. Had a couple nice offensive boards. And then again, we kind of went over it in terms of the Suns, but one player I want to talk about, Grayson Allen, who not only has played great on the court, but I feel like has been a great leader off the court. And I want to just read you guys a quote that he said it was like maybe a week ago. I think it was after we lost to the Kings. And it kind of seemed like, I don't remember if it was like the Kings game or after the Christmas game. It was a recent quote is what I'm trying to say. And I feel like it might go overlooked. I actually featured this quote in a video because I kind of wanted to just remind Suns fans that, like, yeah, things were like terrible a week ago before we went on this 3-game win streak, but players like Grayson Allen have been great leaders. And I just want to read you guys this quote. Let me take a sip real quick and then we'll read it. You can read it on the screen, by the way, if you don't want to put up my terrible reading. But, and now again, This is from like a week ago, but Grayson Allen said this. We got to keep it a little, I can't read already. We got to keep a little bit more positive energy going. It's very easy to look around and be frustrated, but we have the talent to win more games. The way our team is put together, I feel like we should be winning more games, but we are a new group and we have to take the growing pains in stride and keep the positive energy because we got to be very optimistic about the flashes that we do put together that are good because that's truly who we are and who we can be. And early on in the season, it's still early on in the season in December. Remember, he said this like a week ago. We've been unfortunate with the injuries early on, and it's delayed some of the more stuff. But I truly believe I am really optimistic. If we keep putting minutes together out there in the fourth, we're going to start flowing. So some positive energy here through the frustrating losses. Again, this is Grayson Allen that said it. If you don't want to put up with my terrible reading, you guys can just pause it and read it for yourself. But not only just that quote, he has been awesome this season. I'm not saying that like stepping into a starter role is new for Grayson Allen, but it is sort of new, first off, on a brand new team with 3 superstars. But, you know, just with the level of talent on this team, he's averaging 13 points per game, 4.5 rebounds, 2.7 assists on 50% shooting and 45% from 3. Doing all of that in 33 minutes, by the way. And look, I know he didn't have the best game tonight, but he was 4 for 8 from the field, had 10 points, 4 assists, and 2 steals, and he had 1 block. So, and the dude just competes on defense, by the way. Just really competes on defense. And I love that. Oh, and not only just that, he uses his sort of size and strength to just drive in on dudes and score. He had that amazing, let's talk about the highlight of the night, where sort of was like a broken play-ish. Like I think like KD like threw it to Bradley Beal and he was kind of like shocked he got it. And then I think he like passed it to the driving Grayson Allen, who I don't even know how he saw him, but just threw it behind his back to the wide open Booker, who hit it in the corner. When Booker hit that shot, I don't do this often, but I was like, whoa. That was loud. It was a lot louder than that. It was loud, dude. So that was the highlight of the night right there, in my opinion. Grayson Allen has been fantastic. Kevin Durant recently talked about it, and he said, and I quote, he's not just being a standstill shooter. He's handling the ball, which he is doing a lot of that, by the way. He's making plays in the paint. He's making plays off the bounce, the pick and rolls. He probably already did this already, but watching him in Milwaukee and the stops he was at before, it's hard to see the type of stuff in his game because of the role he was playing. That's what Kevin Durant said. So Kevin Durant is acknowledging how great and consistent Grayson Allen has been. So big shout out to Grayson Allen, y'all. Let me take a sip of my beer, y'all, then we're going to wrap this up. Cheers. I'll get to a couple of comments, and I just kind of wanted to thank you guys for the great year that we've had. Let's get to a few comments. Shout out to Vision Plasma. Oops, I can't click the comment. Oh, what's going on here? Shout out to Vision Plasma. It says, hopefully the Suns take care of business early tomorrow so that the big three can get some rest to prep for the Clippers. Exactly. By the way, I don't think DeAndre Ayton's going to play in that game. Just saying. I think he's been injured the last few games. Slayer's Icon says, amazing. What about you, Geek? Happy New Year, guys. Happy New Year's to you all. John says, the defense is still concerning. I know it takes time, but these late game leads that we lose at the end of the game is so stressful. Exactly. I totally agree with that, and it does need to be addressed. Shout out to my guy, the QC, says we look pretty damn good. And he also says, Love the quote from Bradley Beal. By the way, if you want to know what quote that is, I'll just play it one more time because it's hilarious. I'm probably going to play it like 1,000 more times on the videos and the live shows.
Defense was a little bit trash, but
I legit could listen to that like forever. Okay. Let's see. Mug says, might have to get me an Allen jersey. He's turning out to be great for us. Exactly. He has been so damn good. And again, like just the leadership and the maturity I think he's shown all season has been awesome. It's been what the Suns have needed. Maya, appreciate the nice comment. She says, Geek, you explained the game very well. I appreciate that, Maya. I'm going to humble myself for a minute. There's a lot better analysis and breakdowns of the game. I just break it down how I see it. You know what I mean? Like, again, with the Grayson Allen stuff, it was a broken play. KD, I think, found Grayson cutting to the rim. He dished it behind the back to Booker. Like, if I see a nice defensive play, I'm going to talk about it. So I appreciate that, Maya. Thank you for saying that. Tommy says, do the Clippers start their big four? Chat? Probably, because Russell Westbrook's been off the bench, and I know that's been pretty good for them, and they've been contributing. They've been playing pretty well as of late. That's going to be a tough game, y'all. It's going to be sort of the battle of the bigs, you know, big three, big fours, if you will. That's going to be a tough game, y'all. It's probably going to be a no defense game, maybe on the exception of Kawhi Leonard, but we'll see. All right, guys. On that note, I just wanted to get a little cheesy. I mean, we all like cheese, right? I just wanted to first off, wish you guys a happy new year. I know there's a lot of problems in the world and in America right now, and I know there's a lot of problems you guys are probably dealing with out there. I mean, I'm a human. I deal with problems too. I know it's not all sunshine and rainbows and all that, but I just wanted to wish you guys a happy and blessed New Year's. I hope you guys have a great New Year's, a safe New Year's. And I hope you guys had a great and peaceful holiday. Even if you don't celebrate the holidays, I hope you guys were at peace, and I hope you guys were happy. And I hope that's how you enter 2024. I hope you guys are happy and at peace. And if not, I hope it gets better for you. And if I can just kind of toot my own horn here for a minute, kind of, you know, pat myself on the back here. I just wanted to say thank you guys for an incredible year on this channel. Again, let me just humble myself. There is so much Suns content. And I hate to always say that. You guys know I always say it on the channel. I'm not trying to compare myself to these other not trying to compare myself to these other, you know, podcasts and networks and channels, but it's true. There's a lot of Suns content out there. And you guys are consistently watching me no matter what. Like, you guys are amazing. I legit cannot say thank you enough. Like, yeah, I have a second job outside of this YouTube stuff, but you guys allow me to have days off. You guys allow me to pretty much upload videos whenever I choose to, and you will still keep watching. Like, even when we were losing like a week ago, you know, when things were bad and the world was falling for the Suns, everything was crumbling down, you guys kept watching. And whether you watch the live shows or just the YouTube shorts or the videos, I appreciate it. If you follow me on Instagram, like, you guys don't know how much it means to me when you share a video or like share an Instagram post or tag me. Like, that means the world to me, y'all. So just wanted to say thank you. You know, not trying to toot my own horn too much or get conceited, but we are on the road to 9,000 subscribers. Last time I checked, I think I was at 8,600. Amazing. I like to say we're on the road to 10,000, but really we're on the road to 9,000, and I appreciate it. Like, 8,600 people are subscribed to this channel. Like, what? I really appreciate it, you guys. I just wanted to say that. So happy New Year's to you all, and stay safe out there. Be kind to people, be nice to people, and spread the love, y'all. There's too much hate and negativity in the world. And just stay patient with the Suns, y'all. It's not going to be pretty, but it's going to take some time. But as we can see, I mean, I will take this 3-game winning streak. I love it. Speaking of that, before we get out of here, it's going to get a little tougher. You know, we play or not the Clippers. Excuse me. Play the Blazers next. Definitely a winnable game. But then we play like the Clippers, the Heat, the Grizzlies. They've been playing a little bit better. Then we play the Clippers again. Then we play the Lakers. Like, it's going to get tough. But, like, if we can win a few of these games, y'all, that would be huge. Obviously, I'd like to win them all, but it's probably unlikely. We'll see. One game at a time, y'all. So I love you guys. Sawbucks, appreciate you being here, man. You've been a subscriber for as long as I can remember. Maya, appreciate you being here. I love you guys. God bless you guys. Stay safe out there. Peace out. God bless. And remember, before we get out of here.
Defense was a little bit trash, but
sorry, I had to do that one more time. I love you guys. You're all amazing. I'm going to go have a couple more drinks and enjoy the rest of my night. I love you guys. Peace out. God bless. Win or lose, Phoenix Suns for life, no matter what happens. Peace out and go Suns.
What's up, son?